Hello, all my fellow creative geniuses out there, spreading all of your artistic abilities into the world, making it a beautiful place in your own way. I celebrate you, I see you, and thank you so much for coming to watch this tutorial. I wanted to do a voiceover today to talk to you about the process behind the painting so you can make your own decisions once you kind of know the methodology of why and how I went to create some of these paintings. First, I'm starting with a layer of pink and yellow paint. It's called the Underpainting. It couldn't be the furthest away from what the painting is going to look like in the end. And that's one of the key factors, is you want to create little pops of interest that peek through the final painting but isn't really prevalent. So what I'm doing is I'm just using a spatula, spreading it around, using a paper towel, spreading it around as well. And you can use cheap paints for this. It doesn't have to be your expensive, really powerful colors that you want to use in the forefront. So I am now putting down some green and some turquoise and a little bit of blue and some yellow. I want to tell you that if you put down pink and then you put down green, because they are complementary colors on the color wheel, they're gonna make doo-doo. And we are not in the business of creating doo-doo unless that is what you're painting. So, long story short, let the layers dry, be patient, mind the colors that you're stacking on, mind the colors that you're stacking upon each other so they don't create muddiness. So the pink dried, now I'm going in with the phthalo blue, phthalo turquoise, fluorescent green, and some yellow. Just using a spatula knife to spread it out, letting some of the pink, some of the yellow, some of the underpainting shine through. I want to create sort of a real rough texture with this layer because it's gonna be some of the focal points in the finished painting. Alright, so I'm leaving the middle sort of concentration focal points of the design. I'm leaving it a little rougher in texture, and then I'm going around the edges and just using a round mop brush, anything that you guys have that can smooth out the surface of the painting and the spatula knife strokes, just to give it a little bit of an easier transition. And you can see how beautifully the colors are blending together. They're creating variations of turquoise and green and emerald and blue and just all these tones that really make me light up. And you can see how the little pops of orange and pink next to the green and blue really vibrate with each other. I've tried paintings like this and did not put the underpainting. It didn't have the same effect, so now I almost always try to do the underpainting in all of my creations. I'm adding a little bit of yellow now, just free-forming it. I am very intuitive with my paintings. The colors speak to me, the canvases speak to me. They tell me where they want to go, they tell me how they want to be spread, and I just listen to some amazing music, listen to some amazing motivational videos, and just go in and express myself and be a little bit less in my head with my art and a little bit more with the soul and the heart. Man, this is like the umpteenth time that I'm recording this voiceover right now, but whatever. I'm a perfectionist and we're gonna do a good job. So I am toning down the green a bit because, look, don't get me wrong, I love green, but I don't want it to be this like emerald explosion of green nightmare that's gonna come haunt me in my dreams. So I'm toning it down with some of the phthalo turquoise, and what that's doing is it's giving the green a chance to breathe, and it's allowing it to pop out of the canvas by toning some of the parts where maybe doesn't need to be so green. So now I'm using my spatula just to put on some highlights with the yellow, a little bit more of the lime green as well. This is the part of the process where you really get to express yourself as an artist, because these highlights are going to be in the forefront of the painting. It is going to be like the defining stamps of your signature. So make sure that the underpaintings, everything that's below this layer, is completely dry. Because if you don't like the highlights, if you don't like these kind of in-your-face, last lyrical creative expressions of spatula strokes, you can just spray some water and wipe it off like that never happened. I never did that. What are you talking about? What? Alright, so now I'm creating sort of a vignette outline shadow around the perimeter of the painting, so it really puts the focus into the center. If most of you have Instagram, you know all about that vignette life, and it kind of creates I don't know, like an old school shadow around your photo, and it makes the center pop. So that's basically what I'm doing with my palette knife. I will use some paper towels as well and some of my round mop brush. I am adding a little bit of phthalo blue as well to give that transition of color that really makes the green interesting. So it's not just lime green, lime green, lime green. I keep buffing, I keep smoothing, I keep blending, I keep layering all of these transparent paints, and it is a option that I choose to do. You guys can stop whenever you want. You could have stopped 5 minutes ago with the painting and said, I am good with that, because this is your art, this is your creation. I can't tell you what it needs to look like to you. I'm just going with what looks good to me. And it's important that you create lots of art to practice with a non-judgmental point of view and just see what it is that you like. Sometimes I've noticed that I like things to be quite smooth. There's other artists that do strokes and it's very, very like jagged and pronounced, and I admire that a ton. I do try to put some of that into my work, but for the most part, I like to make things blended. I think maybe that's probably because I was a makeup artist for so long. I'm just used to blending and blending and blending. And now I'm just making the edges black, blending it into the vignette. It is nice to do these kind of paintings too with white edges. You can use your judgment. You can also do lime green on the edges. You can make every edge a different color. This is your fantasy. This is your creation. Like I said before, you need to let the paint tell you where it wants to go. So there you go. We're done with our Aurora Borealis inspired paintings. I love the glow of the green, the depth of the turquoises, and the little bits of pink and orange that come from the underpainting. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspired you to keep creating all of your genius work. And please tag me on Instagram and subscribe and share this video. It would help me out a lot. Sending you lots of love.